Alrighty guys, let's reveal the fan vote winners before we start with our third annual Pokemon and Pony Palooza. The winner of the fan vote for the Pokemon Cup Series went to Mason Wood in the 17. And the winner of the MLP Cup Series fan vote went to Dylan Young in the 29. How ironic is that Dylan Young had rode in the 29, also in the MLP Cup Series, so no need for a big change there. A little surprising that there wasn't really too much votes. Wood and Young were the only drivers with more than one vote in the fan vote. The other drivers that got votes in the PCS were Steve Pollard, Hayden Klein, Kenny Bale, I think, and Mason Wood. And Mary Cole, I meant. Mary Cole was the other one that got one vote at least. And the ones in the MLP were Zach Flickinger. Mason Wood even got one vote in the MLP Cup Series. He's probably the most voted driver of the fan vote. And Kyle Beck and Mark Matthews also got a vote as well. But, well, Wood and Young were the only two that got, well, more than one vote. So, well, at least we set up the field for 42 drivers. So, the set of 42 is set. And just to let you know, in case if you don't know already, the highest finishing Pokemon Cup Series and MLP Cup Series driver that does not have a reserve ride will get one for their respective series, and only for that series they finished in. So, well, you know the rules now. So who will become the third winner of the Pokemon and Pony Palooza? You're about to find out, as we're going to take you now over to Zen Joltis Night for the race. Here we go. Hello everybody and welcome to the main event, Pichu London's third annual Pokemon and Ponies Palooza, live from the world famous Zen Joltis Night here in California, the glitchiest track in NR 2003 history. Last two races have been one of the most intense races ever in NR 2003 community history, and now it's back for its third installment. So that at least two drivers are getting reserve rides for their respective series, either the Pokemon Cup Series, the Pokemon Cup Series and the MLP Cup Series. So only one of each will get that reserve ride if they don't have any. So 42 cars in this field. They're like 21 from the Pokemon Cup Series and 21 from the MLP Cup Series. Both are equally represented. But the last two seasons, the last two races have been won by Pokemon Cup Series drivers. Will this be the year that MLP Cup Series finally wins the PNP? And even if they don't win the PNP, the highest pony driver will get that reserve ride if they don't have any. Otherwise, it goes to the next highest finisher that doesn't have one. So, anyway, let's get to your starting lineup. In this row from the MLP Cup Series is Alex Ragow in the 34. He finished in the top 10. He was one of the top 5 in the LCQ for the MLP Cup Series. In this row is Season 1 champion of the Pokemon Cup Series, Matt McMurray, and the defending MLP Cup Series champion, the new champion of the MLP Cup Series, Charles Sanford. So we have a row of champions on the very back. If Sanford does win this race, he does get... Even if he doesn't win this race, he still has a reserve ride for Season 4 of the MLP Cup Series. In this row is the 100th Pokemon Cup Series race winner, John Radican. And even if he does win this race, he still has a reserve ride for Season 4 and 5. And the 300 of the MLP Cup Series' own Tony Blazer, who finished in the top 10 in the standings this season. In this row, we have Jacob Lawler in the 51, who finished in the top 10 in the Pokemon Cup Series, and Rod Houston, the 07 from the MLP Cup Series, who finished in the top 10 in their standings. In this row is defending Pokemon Cup Series Season 3 champion, Tim Freilich. And in this row is MLP Cup representative Jake Williams, who finished in the top 10 in the standings. And then in this row is Stephen Pollard III in the 98, representing the MLP Cup Series. He finished in the top 10 in their standings. Oh, no. Yeah, I think so. And in this row is George Rourke in the 88 from the MLP Cup Series. He also finished in the top 10 standings. In this row is the 99 of Pichu, the captain of the Pokemon Cup Series. He got locked in as a Pokemon Cup representative. And in this row is Joseph Clark from the MLP Cup Series. Clark finished the top 5 in the LCQ. And in this row is Max Skinner in the 72, the MLP Cup Series Season 1 champion. And Sam Young in the 200 Ford Test Machine. He finished in the top 10 in the standings from the MLP Cup Series as well. In this row is fan vote PCS winner Mason Wood. And the defending PNP champion and also Season 2 of the Pokemon Cup Series champion Aaron Williams. In this row is the 100 Chevy test car of Jeffrey Buckeye, who finished the top 10 in the MLP Cup. No, it's top 10 in the MLP Cup Series. And in this row is Dylan Young in the 29 from the MLP Cup Series. He got in by fan vote. He also won the fan vote for the MLP Cup Series. In this row is Alan Smith in the 16. He finished the top 5 in the LCQ. And in this row is Kyoko Akari from the MLP Cup Series. Akari finished the 5th and final spot in the MLP LCQ. I think Smith got the 5th and final spot from there. And this row is Ryan Richards in the 1. He finished the top 10 in the PCS. And Jordan Davis in the 21, who finished also in the top 10 in the PCS. And this row is Kyle Rose in the 400 Toyota car. He finished at the top 10 in the standings of the MLP Cup Series. And in this row is James Shelley in the 4. Shelley was probably one of them in the PCS LCQ. In this row is Daniel Day in the 38. He also finished in the top 5. He finished in the top 5 in the LCQ. And in this row it's Sarah Yitzong, who won the LCQ for the MLP Cup Series. He's in the 66 today. And in this row is the All-Star and Showdown PCS winner for Season 3, Inner Expo. And in this row is the 2 Ryan Acosta, who finished the top 5 in the LCQ. And then there's Luke Walker in the 26 representing the MLP Cup Series. And Lewis Gordon, the first PNP winner here at Zen Joltis, the exact same track in the 32. And in this row is Rohit Vaidarbu, the winner of the PCS LCQ in the 9. And in this row is Diego Espina, the top 10 competitor from the PCS. And then it's Emma White, who won the Season 3 Super Snack 500. And the 3 of Leo Walker representing the MLP Cup Series. And Avi Sachs in the 22 machine in this row. He's in the top 10 of the PCS. And Trevor Harvey, the wins leader of the PCS in the 11 machine, who's starting 6. Now I'm going to give away the results. In 5th is the 13 of Seth Cole, an MLP representative finishing, he was a defending PNP reserve ride placeholder for last season. And Jack Richards, who had the MLP representative's highest finish in the Season 1, trying to break the MLP Cup Series losing streak. Starting 3rd is the 24 Dom Caps, who finished the top 10 in the PCS this season. No, I think he was in the top 5 in the LCQ. And on the outside of the front row, it is the 77 of Monica Carroll, the Season 2 PCS All-Star Race winner. And on the pole for the 3rd annual Pokemon and Pony Palooza, it is the 81 of Brad Johnson, the MLP Season 2 champion. This could be a good sign for the MLP Cup Series. Could they redeem themselves? They have 4 of the 10 spots in the top 10, although PCS still dominates. And now, without further ado, the PNP begins with those famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
This is known as the glitchiest track in NR 2003. A lot of jumps, a lot of wrecks happen. All crazy stuff happens. The question is, who will survive? And now Brad Johnson, who won Season 2 Pokemon Cup Series, leads us to the green. 25 laps this year. It's a little shorter than the second one, but nevertheless, it's just barely and just enough to return here to Zen Joltis Night. Last season, we took to Zen Joltis Day for the race. We're back here this season, and hopefully it's going to be a little bit cleaner than the first one. Here we go, folks. There you see the front row starters for PCS and MLP. Brad Johnson, Monica Carroll, leading us to the stripe. And the green flag is out. The third annual Pokemon and Pony Palooza is underway. And look at that, 4 or 5 wide back there. Here comes Avi Sachs battling for the second position. Unlike the championship race where on the very first turn we had our first caution, this is a little bit cleaner on the very first lap, but I wouldn't expect it to be this long. Seth Cole going for the lead. And Cole gets it. Here comes Luke Walker. He wants a turn. And Luke Walker has the preferred line. He's got it. Oh no, Richards down on the apron. Richards comes back up and wrecks it. And they are wreck. Ryan Richards and a lot of the drivers wreck. We still have plenty more to go. And the caution is out. For the first time today, Luke Walker will lead the first lap. Wow. Wow. On the very first lap too. I saw Ryan Richards go down below the apron. That wasn't a good sign at all. And yeah, it ruined a lot of these drivers' days. No doubt. Uh-oh, it comes back up and then he wrecks out. Look at him jumping around. Look at that jump. What a jump. That's what Zen Joltis is known, this track is known for. I think most drivers made it. They made it. They made it. Wow. Wow, a lot of drivers too much to name and are involved, including Pichu. Aaron Williams was involved. There's no way he's going to repeat his success from Season 2 now. Lewis Gordon, I think, had a little bit of contact. Yep, Lewis Gordon's there. So I think if they both retire, we're definitely going to be seeing a new PNP champion. Ryan Richards, wow. That was a big jump. And this was what the track was known for. Wow! He had a high jump! Wow! 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 He had a high jump. He really was jumping for joy there. And Jack Richards, Sam Young were also involved. It was Sam Young that he had contact with. Wow, that spin happened. Oh, then more wrecks happened in the back. A lot of them got dumped. I think there were some drivers that made it. Charles Sanford wasn't one of them. He was not one of them. He was upside down. And the Season 3 Pokemon Cup Series champion isn't going to be repeating his success anytime soon. And Max Skinner and Tony Blazer got together. Wow. Let's see how many drivers retired. I was curious. There might be more info soon, but well, it's getting up to date as soon as possible. And a lot of them retired. Monica Carroll, the Season 2 All-Star Race winner, the 100th race winner, John Radican, the PCS LCQ winner, Rohit Vaidarvu, the Super Snack 500 Season 3 winner, Emma White, the first winner of the PNP, Lewis Gordon, the PCS representatives, Ryan Acosta, MLP Sam Young, the MLP Season 3 champion, Charles Sanford, the MLP Cup Series, George Ward, Pichu, Aaron Williams, Season 2 champion of the PCS, Jeffrey Buckeye, the MLP, James Shelley of PCS, MLP's Kyoko Akari, Ryan Richards, Dylan Young, Trevor Harvey, the wins leader. He's not going home with his 5th win in this year. Unfortunately, he'll be retiring in 40th. Leo Walker is done in 41st, and Jordan Davis is done for the day. Jordan Davis will be dead last. Tough break for those drivers, and a lot of big stars all retired on that first wreck, and we are left with only 22 drivers in the field. I was gonna say 21, but Jacob Lawler has just called it quits, and on top of that, we only have about very few are on the lead lap. I think 15 might be in contention of a victory now. Skinner, Blazer, and Ospina have been put a lap down. They're still probably in pit road. Rod Houston, Don Capps, Jack Richards, Alan Smith are probably repairing. And Blazer and Skinner have called it quits. And so has Ospina, so you can add those to the retired list. Which makes it 19 drivers remaining, and we haven't reached halfway. That's the magic of this track. You never know what happens. Yikes. The good news for MLP, look at this. A lot of MLP representatives in this race. It could be favored for the MLP. Out of all of them, only Avi Sachs is a PCS driver in the top 10. But we've seen what Sachs could do. He could be a dominant factor now. Pace car will go out as Luke Walker, the only TA2 driver left in the field, is going to lead us to the green flag. Even if Luke Walker does win this race, the next highest MLP Cup Series representative would get the reserve ride. Because Luke already has a ride in the MLP Cup Series Season 4. Duh. It'd be Sarah Yitzhak and this guy, Kyle Rose. They're battling basically for the reserve spot next season. But they all want more. They want to get the win. And Avi Sachs, if he stays out in front for a while, he could be the heavy favorite getting back that reserve ride. He could be back next season. He's been dominant in the last 2 seasons. He's going to be dominant again next season. 3-wide battle between the MLP drivers. As you see, the Kyle Rose machine is going up in front, and Mason Wood, of all people, who won the fan vote in the PCS, he's coming up for the lead, trying to get PCS some hope. And look at this, Season 3 champion Tim Freilich is still in the field, and so is All-Star Race winner Inter Expo. A lot of all-stars in the field, and look who's back in the top 10. Matt McMurray, Season 1 champion. We've rarely heard from him, but, well, he's back. Whoa! Oh no, Daniel Day must have gone the wall back there. Daniel Day losing a lot of ground. He's way up high. 4-wide battle, 2 wide between Expo and Sarah Yitzhak. Expo's actually battling the same car he rode in the All-Star Race to Victory Lane in the Showdown and All-Star Race. And now that's been taken by Sarah Yitzhak, the winner of the MLP LCQ. Inter Expo doesn't currently have a reserve ride, but he could be back next season if he wins in the PCS. But even if Yitzhak doesn't win, if she holds on, she'll be back next season in the MLP Cup Series only. Teammate of Avi Sachs. By the way, Yitzhak is the teammate of Avi Sachs. His own teammate, his own buddy. No, her own buddy, I should say, is in the top 5. Stephen Pollard III, a PCS representative, is now second. Trying to get his brother Steve Pollard in. Steve Pollard, his brother, was one of the few drivers that actually got a vote in the fan vote. But Mason Wood was the only driver of all of them with more than 1 vote, with 2. And speaking of Wood, he's in the top 10. And there you see Jake Williams in the top 5. Williams finished in the top 10 in the MLP Cup Series standings in Season 3. That's how he got in. He is also a PCS veteran. He has a win he has 1 or 2 wins in Season 3. Here comes Mason Wood, the Fanvo winner of the PCS. He's battling for the lead. The other Fanvo winner, Dylan Young, he's retired. He's long gone, 39th. Here comes second place, 38 machine of Daniel Day in the second position. Day got in as a top 5 in the LCQ, so looks like the last chance qualifiers are doing pretty well, surprisingly. Lewis Gordon, Aaron Williams will not defend their crowns this year for the PNP Palooza. The question is, who will be the new champion, and will the new champion be from the MLP Cup Series? Oh, Daniel Day didn't get a good line, and he's losing a ton of grip. Still have a ton of competitors hungry for the win. But as soon as possible, they may go for pit stops in a couple laps, and pit stops here get real chaotic. You're gonna see how. Probably later, hopefully later. As we approach lap 10, Mason Wood still the leader. Here comes one of the machines, one of the test machines. They weren't able to find a good ride for Kyle Rose, so they just scrapped for a test machine in Toyota. He could even take it to victory lane. Even with the test machine, he still rides pretty well. Rose trying to get that reserve ride for Season 3. Oh, look at that. They're pitting. Oh, no. They're pitting. And I think some missed their stall. Cole missed his stall. Kyle Rose missed it. There was someone spinning. I heard scraping. Oh, that's tough. Oh, there's a spin between Expo and Seth Cole. And on top of that, they're all jumping. McMurray, Daniel Day, and Kyle Rose. Seth Cole in the air. Comes crashing down on Earth. And Expo tries jumping up high. Lance crashes in his stall. He even wrecks and flips in his own stall. Brett Johnson got a piece. No! Kyle Rose got a piece too. Oh my gosh. I told you pit stops were chaotic. Told you pit stops can get chaotic. Jake Williams, he was thinking about pitting the next lap, and then the caution flag came out. And it's down to these few drivers now. It's down to these few. Here they come towards the start-finish line. The leader is going to be Jake Williams at the stripe. And he's an MLP representative, so if he does win this race, it'll be a huge victory for the MLP Cup Series. And Cole is done for the day, unfortunately. Cole is done. Seth Cole is done. Had a rough day, a rough tie-in with a rough battle with Inter Expo. Here's what happened. Cole jumped up and Expo tried to go down, and I don't know what Expo was doing. Daniel Day missed his stall and he was forced down the apron. 13 and 39, they spin out. And wow, Kyle Rose had the worst, and Kyle Rose, tough break. He was one of the leaders at one point. Mason Wood and Matt McMurray, I think those were the only two drivers that actually got through cleanly. And here's a super big jump from the view. Look at that. Jump, 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 jump. And he had to spin and pivot his way down to pit box. And there was Inter Expo taking a big jump and flipping in his own stall. Boom. And Brad Johnson could not avoid it. He gets hit. Kyle Rose gets hit. And Rose actually smokes during the hit. He might be outraged with all this. You thought Suntrack had big jumps? What do you see this? I've seen bigger, but that was a biggie jump. Took a big jump into pit road. And that's not what you want to do at a track like this. Well, thankfully those cars did not choose to pit under green, because if they did, they would have been in trouble. Daniel Day, Seth Cole, Jacob Lawler, they're done for the day. Inter Expo and Kyle Rose are a lap down. Luke Walker's pitting under the caution. I hope he didn't get that jump glitch. And he did, so he's out of this field, and unfortunately for Luke, his day is done, too. And everyone actually went down pit stops. The only two that actually survived were Mason Wood and Matt McMurray. They got another competitors there. The others actually made it through cleanly, surprisingly. And only 14 drivers are left to compete. As you see, those drivers I mentioned a lap down, they've just retired. And Luke Walker, no word on his status. Oh, they're going green. Wow, Luke Walker started on the bottom. He's a lap down. They're going green. Wow. I apologize for that. Mason Wood, your leader. Luke Walker holding up the leaders, holding up Matt McMurray on the stripe. This is total chaos, folks. We're about to approach... When we hit the stripe, we'll have 10 to go. We haven't seen McMurray. Look at Tim Freilich. Look at Tim Freilich making a big move. But Luke Walker's going to hold him up there. Luke Walker wants that lap back. He wants to win again. Gets the lap back in just a couple laps and gets back up on his feet. That'd be a comeback. Well, that comeback might have been thwarted. 3-wide battle, stuck on the high side. Well, Wood is higher, but Mason Wood not doing so great. Jake Williams taking the lead away. He led under the caution. The second caution. Here they come. 4-wide battle for second. This could be good for Tim Freilich. He already has a reserve ride because he is Season 3 PCS champion. So that reserve ride, if the race were to end now, it would be close. Honestly, it would be very close. 10 to go for Freilich. Can champions' luck continue? Aaron Williams was Season 2 champion when he won the second PNP. Can Freilich continue the streak and continue the PCS winning streak? Jake Williams trying to give MLP Cup Series its first ever PNP win. But Avi Sachs has other plans. Three-wide battle. Here comes Sarah Yitzhonk. Yitzhonk in the second position, who won the MLP LCQ. She's coming up in front, making an MLP 1-2. Pretty much, Avi Sachs is currently battling, I think Avi Sachs is battling just the other field, the MLP drivers for the PCS reserve ride. I don't think anyone else is in wait. No, I don't, and other than Freilich, I don't think anyone else is competing for that little ride for the PCS. Might be good hands. We still got 9 to go though. Jake Williams, your leader. Sarah Yitzhonk moves up to second position. Luke avoids Luke Walker from getting that momentum to get his lap back. All Luke Walker's trying to do is trying to get his lap back after a terrible pit stop gone wrong. And Yitzhonk is getting help from Luke Walker in the draft. At least Luke Walker will say he survived PNP. Uh-oh, 4-5 wide for second. Oh, man. Mason Wood stuck too high. Mason Wood, wow. He is also a PNP Palooza, a PCS representative. Currently, the highest representative right now, I think, is Avi Sachs in third. He's battling against longtime veteran Matt McMurray, who's looking for the return in a full-time ride into PCS. If he can pass Sachs for that. But Sarah Yitzhonk's looking for that victory in the PNP. 8 to go. And here comes Joseph Clark making the pass on for the lead. Clark, well, he's also a MLP representative, but they're not friends. For this race at least. Here comes Avi Sachs, PCS representative, going for the bottom of the lead. Avi Sachs could continue the streak of PCS winners in the PNP. Mason Wood wants Mason Wood wants to be the one that continues the streak. Joseph Clark, with all this 3-wide passing, it's helped him out to a benefit. Matt McMurray, the old veteran, he's coming back quick. He really wants a return to the series. Nabby Sachs is in the same 22 machine Lewis Gordon took to victory lane in Season 1 in the first Pokemon Pony Palooza. Will the luck spread to him? 7 to go. And oh, Matt McMurray just jumped up. Oh no, Matt McMurray has problems. And he's jumping up on the track. And he flips over. And there goes his reserve ride. There goes his attempt of a comeback. And I'm surprised they didn't even bring out a caution for that. He almost spun out, but that didn't even bring out a caution. Wow. I am so surprised that didn't even bring out a caution. My goodness. And it's down to these 7, I think. 8. No, 7. 7. I was right. 7. Avi Sachs, the leader. The top 2 are PCS's Tim Fralick and Avi Sachs. Fralick trying to continue this streak of PCS champions winning here. Aaron Williams was a PCS champion last season when he won the second PNP. Now he's looking for repeat success. 6 to go here at Zen Joltis. Mason Wood may be pitting. Yep, Mason Wood down below. He missed a stall. He missed a stall. No, he's trying to keep it as hard as he can. He's never going to keep it up. Never. You really can never be able to do that. And again, no caution for the spin. I guess it wasn't really a big factor. They were far from the lead. If there was another car involved, no. Just evaporated just in time. And with that, Mason Wood's title, well, winning chances are over. And there goes another one down by biting the dust. 5 to go when they hit the stripe. If they hit that stripe, the next flag ends the race. And Avi Sachs is dying for a caution. Sarah Yitzonk and Joseph Clark. Oh man, they're tough. Sachs trying to hold them desperately. But we've seen drivers pitting under the caution when the race was supposed to be over. Will Sachs do the same? We'll see. He's pitting. They're all pitting. All 4 of them are pitting with 5 to go. And wouldn't you know it, they all missed their stall. Not Fralick though. Fralick kept it together. Yitzhak and Sachs. Oh man, they're jumping up and down. They're having contact with another. And there's the caution. There it is. Stephen Pollard III caused it. Lot more jumping. It's between these two. And guess what? We will have an MLP Cup Series representative win the PNP for the first time ever. Maybe. Maybe. Yitzhak is done. It's down to Joseph Clark and Jake Williams. I'm not sure who will be PCS's representative. One with the reserve ride next season. I'm not sure who. We're about to find out quickly. Williams trying everything he can to catch the Clark for that one ride. This is for the reserve ride for the MLP. They'll be hitting the stripe with 4 to go. They made through cleanly. They didn't pit, but they might pit soon. I don't know. We're all gonna find out later. Williams, one more shot at the checkers. No, it's Joseph Clark winning it with 4 to go. Not sure we're going to get back under green. I'm not sure they're going to consider pitting. With all the chaos that's happened on pit road so far, I don't know if they are going to be thinking about pit stops at this time. Yeah, you knew right away that Sachs and Yitzhak, they were going to get into some trouble. There's Pollard the third wrecking and spinning. Now he was the one that caused the caution. Some beating and banging between the 66 and 22. I think Fralick was the one that was clean on pit road. He might get the... No, he didn't get the reserve ride. He already has one as Season 3 champion. Yitzhak hopping her way up to pit road, and then she had to disappear without a trace. Sachs got through rather cleanly, other than little couple bumps between him and Sarah Yitzong, her own teammate. I don't know what that was about. And Pollard with a huge flip, and that was the one that caused the caution in the first place. I'm not sure why the other two did not cause a caution. With Matt McMurray and Mason Wood spinning, I don't know how that did not cause a caution. And we still have 2 drivers left in the field. We don't know if we're going to get back under green. We're waiting on official award for these two if they are going to consider pitting. Because if they both pit, they are pitting. Guess what? They're pitting. This is for the win. Whoever comes out first may be the winner. May be the winner. Here we go. Everyone made it. Oh, Avi Sachs stayed out. Sachs and Freilich stayed out. Sachs and Freilich stayed out. So this is not the case. But whoever gets out on front first may get one reserve ride or another. Luke Walker stayed out because of that. No, Sachs and Freilich might have pitted. They pitted early. Oh yeah, they did pit early, so I don't know. We'll have to wait official word, but right now they're pitting. This is possibly for the reserve ride, for one of the reserve rides at least. Here they come. They're still pitting. Brad Johnson stuck. Sachs and Freilich out in front. Oh, I think I see someone coming out first. I see a couple drivers coming out. Those two are just pitting on their stalls. Oh, I can see it. I can see it now. And the driver that comes out first out of the pit stalls is Jake Williams. He needed a good stop and he got it. Jake Williams comes out first on pit stalls. It's the other way around, folks. Jake Williams on pit strategy out in front of the lead. Out in front of pit stalls. But will Avi Sachs and Tim Freilich be counted as leaders under the caution? I don't think we're going to get back under green. No sirree, we're not getting back under green. And Avi Sachs and Tim Freilich are the top 2 at this point. And there goes possibly the chance of having an MLP Cup winner finish in the top board. But at least they had 6 of the 4 in the top 10, but none of them were able to get to victory lane. I don't think so. The white flag is out on the Pokemon and Pony Palooza, the 3rd annual Pokemon Pony Palooza. This will be the first Palooza to end under caution. What a surprise. Jake Williams, if these two probably pitted, he would have been the winner, but at least he would probably get a reserve ride for the MLP Cup Series Season 4. Yeah, only for the MLP Cup Series Season 4, and I would not be surprised though if Williams does sign up for make it to signups for the Pokemon Cup Series Season 4. But he will have a reserve ride for the MLP Cup Series Season 4. And Avi Sachs is 20, and the legacy of the 22 will continue for another year. Avi Sachs gives Penske Racing the 2nd win of the Pokemon and Pony Palooza in the 3rd year. Lewis Gordon took the 22 to victory lane in Season 1 of the PNP, and now Avi Sachs is going to take it as well and will get the reserve ride for the PCS Season 4. Tim Freilich will have to settle for 2nd. That's only if they do not pit up. The defending champion will have to settle for 2nd. At least he does get another ride next season in the Pokemon Cup Series. He'll be back next season as defending champion. Jake Williams came 3rd on pit strategy. He will get an MLP Cup Series reserve ride for Season 4. Joseph Clark came in 4th. He came so close. He was leading under the last caution, but pit strategy beat him out to it. And, well, tough break for him. But hopefully we'll see him again soon. Alex Ragow, Jack Richards, and Rod Houston. Surprise, surprise, they finished in the top 10. All of them are MLP Cup drivers. Alan Smith, Dom Capps, and Luke Walker round out your top 10 in the Palooza. We'll get to the rest of the field later, but first the moment of truth. Do they pit? Because pit stops near the start-finish line. Uh-oh, he's wiggling around. He's wiggling around. No, he will not pit. And off the final turn, Avi Sachs will become the third winner of Pichu London's third annual Pokemon and Pony Palooza. And Avi Sachs, congratulations for him on the victory and winning the PNP Pokemon and Pony Palooza. And for the first time ever, two of the same league drivers finished in the top two, both from the PCS, Avi Sachs and defending champion Tim Fralick. Like I said though, Avi Sachs gets the reserve ride for the Pokemon Cup Series in Season 4, and Jake Williams will get a reserve ride for the MLP Cup Series in Season 4. We hope to see them on both series though, because there are wonderful drivers to watch. Yeah, I couldn't be more proud. So Sachs and Williams, your winners here in the Pokemon and Pony Palooza, but Sachs is a third winner. And for the third straight year, it goes to a Pokemon Cup Series driver. It looked like we were going to get an MLP winner for once, just not to be though on pit strategy. And the rest of the field are below. A lot of them wrecked out. All of them wrecked out. It was another wreck fest here at Zen Joltis Night. Anyway, congratulations to Avi Sachs on winning the third annual Pokemon and Pony Palooza and getting reserve ride for Season 4 of the Pokemon Cup Series. And also congratulations to Jake Williams. He gets a reserve ride for the MLP Cup Series Season 4, the highest finishing MLP Cup driver, and a lot of them were in the field. Williams, Clark, Ragow, Richards, Houston, and Luke Walker all finished in the top 10. And out of the PCS, only Sachs, Fralick, Smith, and Caps finished in the top 10. Brad Johnson was 11th, by the way, so that's not, yeah, just so close. Looked like that big bumper between Yitzhak and Sachs was nothing for Sachs. He stayed out, he pitted early, he pitted cleanly, and that's what got him the victory. So congratulations to them. Well, I just want to let you guys know that Pokemon Cup Series signups may come around this week, well, soon. Next week or somewhere next week, probably. Somewhere like that. Next week or this week. And they will be up on Pichu London. I repeat, Pokemon Cup Series Season 4 signups will be on Pichu London. Not TA2. Pichu London will host the signups for Pokemon Cup Series Season 4. Yeah, so just want to remind you that I don't have a date set, but I will let you know in the description below. When I have the time to do so, I'll let you know when signups will be up on the channel. So I thought I'd let you know beforehand. And as for the MLP Cup Series Season 4 signups, well, that's going to be a while until we get that. We'll finish with the Season 4 of the Pokemon Cup Series first. Then we'll head over to the MLP Cup Series Season 4, and then our 4th annual Pokemon and Pony Palooza if I get to doing that, which I hope to do again because this was fun after all. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say. And after those series, I'll have 2 brand new series for the INRL and HTFRA. You won't want to miss those. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching the Pokemon and 3rd annual Pokemon Pony Palooza. Leave this vid a like, subscribe if you haven't already, comment if you want to, but please do. And be sure to check out more races in the upcoming future because Pichu London, there'll be more Season 4 Pokemon Cup Series races. So, once again, signups will be up soon, around next week. I will set up a date in the description below. And yeah, another timer thing coming up just to remind everybody. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.